Welcome back to Energy Boom 101. This is Dispatch 18, I believe. We're setting records here. We're looking to get another one today, Dispatch 19. Will probably be the boom and bloom, little sub-segment. The previous dispatch, we gave you a nice overview of sort of a day in the life of the Oklahoma oil fields, what's going on there, gave you a nice overview of the global energy rainbow. We're going to go a little deeper into some stuff that's going on in Oklahoma. We should always point out, whenever we do the Energy Boom 101, that we are in the studios of the Transparent Barrel, deep in the heart of Boom U. At any moment, you may hear the bells of Boom U. If so, we offer our respect and enjoyment, and we integrate the bells of Boom U. That's part of this show, is to attempt to identify how a self gets integrated through the energy markets, of course, through the global energy rainbow, and through probably Tom Ward's skull. That said, I have one of the finest newspapers in my hand. As we speak, I'm looking at the Oklahoman, founded by Ed Gaylord a long time ago. We will use them. We discussed this. This is nothing new. Don't panic. We read the Wall Street Journal. We read the Oklahoman. It used to be called, I think, the Daily Oklahoman. This is going to give us some good information, surprising information, what's going on with an energy boom. If I could find any articles about the energy boom, but I'm sure they're in here. I know there's a good article about an interesting, significant real estate transaction in Norman, which might be a part of the boom and bloom. We'll see. Dad blast it. Surely there's going to be something about the oil patch in here. I think there is. Yeah. Oh, as a matter of fact, it starts with this. We have got our first session. I would like to announce to the audience. The first ever segment we call Oil Patch Jazz. It's pretty simple. We read, and this is top secret information, you can only find it every day in the newspaper. We read the oil logs. You'll see them right here, pretty amazing. And you get a good idea for who's doing what, where, what kind of gushers they're hitting, what kind of money they're pulling out of the ground, and all the other good things that are going on. So without further ado, let's open up Dispatch 18. With the Daily Oklahoman and Oil Patch Jazz. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to have to get focused. And I'm going to whip through actual production numbers, and you're going to see something amazing happening in Roger Mills County. But we're going to start, these are alphabetized by the way, Oklahoma County. Here we go, alfalfa. Mid-States Petroleum, 132 barrels a day, plus 1 million cubic feet of gas a day, and they drilled to 10,000 feet. I don't know, it's probably profitable. I don't know, someone call them. That was in Alfalfa County. That's Mississippi line. You'll hear a lot of wells drilled in Alfalfa County. Caddo County. Might be Cato, but I think it's Caddo County. Lynn operating, 40 barrels per day. Another Lynn operating, 34 barrels per day. Both of them 10,000 feet. Probably not a whole lot of money there. Who knows? Canadian County. That's El Reno. There's Devon Energy. Lovely Devon Energy. No flow rate here. They just went down to 7,900 feet, so it may be a disposal well. Carter County, here's a group called Avalon Exploration, 84 barrels a day. Whoa, here's a good one. Avalon Exploration, 307 barrels a day. In Carter County, 11,000 feet. Probably pretty good numbers there. Grady County, now we're going into Grady County. You got Continental Resources, Hank Ham, who has the Army of the Bakken marching in North Dakota, has also got the Army of the Scoop marching in Oklahoma. And right here in Grady County, Continental Resources hits a boom, 265 barrels a day. And next to it is a 215 barrel a day. Both of them down to about 18,000 feet. That might be the Woodford shale. I don't know. Grant County, and here's Old Sandridge, 22 barrels a day. Okay, that's not huge, but you'll see with the Mississippi line and with Sandridge, there'll be a lot of inconsistency. You'll have a 32 barrel a day next to a 600 barrel a day gusher, and that's what they're all trying to sort of figure out better, which is why probably over time production might increase within the Mississippi line. And if that were the case, then the companies involved in the line that increase production and increase revenue would probably have increased share prices. So once again, Sandwich is probably a pretty good little bet right now. But let's get back to the Oil Patch Jazz section here. Logan County. Logan County is just north of here. You can get there in 45 minutes, and it's the bells of Boom U. Benji, if you'll allow me to attempt to integrate the bells of Boom U with Oil Patch Jazz, I would like for you. That was it. The bells have come and gone, my friends. There's the integration. Let's continue. Oil Patch Jazz, Logan County. Crown Energy, 128 barrels a day, and they're going down to 9,600 feet. Not bad. McLean, Charter Oak production, 83 barrels a day, went to 9,000 feet. Pawnee, great name. Pawnee County, Mid-Con Energy Operating, 10 barrels a day. Pontotoc County, Oklahoma has great county names. Pontotoc County, Citation Oil and Gas, nothing there, but it's not dry. That's probably a disposal well, only 4,000 feet. Now here's the big one, folks. Hang on. There's a hat trick happening in Roger Mills County. Roger Mills County, Oklahoma, west. That's probably the Granite Wash. Hat trick, Chesapeake, 1,476 barrels of oil a day, 4.6 million cubic feet of gas a day. That's a day. Went down to 16,000 feet to do it. You can probably figure out what it cost them to drill that well. You can probably figure out what the estimated ultimate recovery is on that well. You can probably figure out what they hedged their bet on that well. And you can probably figure out how long it takes to pay out on that well. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, that's Roger Mills County. And here's the rest of the hat trick. Chesapeake, 1,476. Samson Resources, private company out of Oklahoma, 1,387. Samson Resources' second gusher, right next to it, 1,637. I repeat, these are big, big wells. How long they last, I don't know. Talk to a geologist. Talk to someone much smarter than me. But here it is. We uncovered a hat trick playing the oil patch jazz. And we're not finished yet, folks, because we still have Stevens County to go with Butkin Oil. And they're popping 35 barrels a day. And they only went down 2,500 feet to get it. So that's nothing to sneeze at. That might make money all day. I don't know. Woods County's next. That's the Mississippi line. Chesapeake up there, 73 barrels a day. Chesapeake again, 62 barrels a day. Mid-State Petroleum next to them, 67 barrels a day. Still a lot of inconsistency in the plays in Oklahoma. Probably a lot of room for improvement. I'm really happy to have been able to bring you the inaugural edition of Oil Patch Jazz. And we find a hat trick in Roger Mills County. So much for that. That's probably all we need to really discuss as far as Oklahoma goes today. Any other big news around the United States while we're talking about it? Yeah, keep your eye on the Monterey out there in California. I have this funny feeling that the Monterey in California is undergoing what the Bakken was doing a few years back, which is all of these guys trying to figure out how to uncork it economically. And I think that's probably going to happen out there, and there'll be a wicked culture clash, which is a great segue now to also give just a quick little promo for, we're now talking about Energy Boom 101, but Energy Boom 102 discusses the next great boom in American energy, which is cannabis. And since it's traded on Wall Street now, we'll probably set up a show for that, Energy Boom 102. And California will be a great place to discuss that because you have the crude and the cannabis. And the land of milk and honey is just unbelievable. So keep your eyes on the Monterey Shale. It's sort of getting all uncorked right now. There's even some big California energy companies that are thinking about spinning off their California-only assets. To me, that would suggest that there may be a lot of assets there in California, and that would probably be the Monterey. So I don't know if they're spinning it off because it's useless, or they're spinning it off potentially because it could uncork great value. Once again, consult your favorite geologist before you even think about watching this show. But that's what's going on in California. The Bakken continues its craziness. As they get better technology and as they understand how to play the frack game better, they'll probably continue to improve in the Bakken. Side note, EOG Resources. Watch them. I think they're probably a leader in technology in the oil patch as far as drillers go. There was a great article that a gentleman did on Seeking Alpha, and I think his name is Michael Falloon. I would recommend anyone read it. Basically, he talks about how EOG Resources did a simple change to their fracking technique. They went shorter and wider, and in the process, the experiment revealed much larger initial flow rates and much larger estimated ultimate recoveries of wells, much larger life of the well. So that would suggest, one could infer, that as the EOGs of the world understand and experiment with the shales within the United States better, production will increase, reserves will increase, and this glorious horse race we keep talking about, where the United States is currently in third place, they may swing into second, first, and then we'd have a hell of an ego we'd have to deal with, because the United States, as a #1 energy producer, including crude oil, would be quite the steroided teenager at the party. That said, let's move on. I don't even know what I was talking about, but I'm pretty sure we were talking about the Bakken and EOG Resources. You'll probably want to follow EOG Resources for no other reason to see how they're uncorking these different shale plays. And that experiment with the fracking technique, that may have been in their assets in the Eagle Ford. I can't remember. Read the article, Seek an Alpha, but it makes a very eloquent point. And by the way, when those things happen, the other folks around the world take notice of that, and you even get some trash talking going on, but it's sort of fun because everyone knows it's just sort of a big global game. But so the Bakken continues to be uncorked. You don't hear much at all about the Niobrara, but you will, I hope, eventually. I know there's some drillers up there, and that's in Colorado and Wyoming. It doesn't have the big name like the Bakken or the Eagle Ford, but you'll probably hear about it. The Mississippi line, underneath it, the Woodford Shale. The Woodford Shale could be another big shale play that may have the same reserves as Bakken. I don't know. We'd probably want to talk with Harold Hamm if he ever agreed to come on the show. I'd like to match Alanis Morissette with Aubrey McClendon. Now, with Harold Hamm, I might bring in, I don't know, Bonnie Raitt. I don't know, where are we going with this one? I don't know. Anyway, then you've got, here's a great one we want to talk about, the Utica. Why? Because the guest conductor, Mr. McClendon, Act 1 of the Symphony of Shale is out there, and Gulfport Energy, Oklahoma City company, is doing a really good job in the Utica. So that still seems to be moving forward. I haven't really read up on it in a while. But if you want to, look up Gulfport Energy, see what's going on in the Utica. It seems to, as Mr. McClendon said, it may be the biggest thing to hit Ohio since the plow. Now, that's a great joke, so that's going to give me a chance to ask my cameraman, Benji, please give me a time.
12.
12 minutes. Wow. Okay, once again, let's at least, I'd never got to the other. You know what? It's now time to take some more content provided by Wall Street Journal, bring it down the global energy rainbow, wrap it up for the day, because you're going to like this one. We talked about the big alliance betwixt Russia and China in the Siberian area. Big production agreement was made out. $85 billion over 10 years for 70 million barrels that Rosneft, a publicly traded company, will sell to China. Hey, by the way, now we get a good idea for relative numbers of, and how deals are put together, and then the size that we should sort of give them. Remember, Brazil, that's $200 billion if you count the $8 billion signing bonus, $208 billion over 35 years. But that's a pretty big deal, and that required 4 companies. This is basically just one company or one country. CNPC signs up with Rosneft, and their deal is over 10 years for 70 million. No, 85 billion. 70 million is the barrels of oil they're going to get. You don't want to confuse those numbers. But let's give you an update. Let's see what's going on in the global energy rainbow with Russia. Well, here's what's going on. A few days ago, in the Wall Street Journal, Russia warns Ukraine over gas bill. Wow, this has never happened before. So Russia is, I think, probably the largest provider of natural gas to Europe. And they've got this glorious pipeline where they pump all this natural gas to Europe, and it goes right through Ukraine. Which ends up being a glorious pawn when Vladimir Putin uses his pinky to push the pawn around in this little game of natural gas supply to the rest of Europe. You see where we're going here? The rest of Europe suddenly sort of gets caught behind the relationship that the Ukraine is having with Russia, which allows Russia to play Ukraine. Play is a hard word, but it's probably accurate. Anyway, that's what's going on. Let me just try and give you the quick facts, because are we already at 15 minutes? 14. I've had it with the show. I'll never do it again. Suffice to say, it looks like the Ukraine allegedly owes Russia $882 million. By the way, the Ukraine's national energy company is called Naftogaz. Great name. N-A-F-T-O-G-A-Z. Naftogaz. Great name. Now, who supplies this natural gas? Basically Europe for Russia. Russia's big national gas company, which is Gazprom. So basically, Gazprom thinks that they're owed $882 million for August supplies. By the way, make note of that. You now know that Ukraine basically buys about $1 billion a month in natural gas from Russia. If I read this correctly, and I'm sure it didn't. But anyway, that's what's going on. We'll do our best to take it in depth. If you want it in depth, go get the Wall Street Journal and read it. It's a great article. Let me tell you what else is going on in the global energy rainbow.
15 seconds.
Are we at 15 minutes?
15 seconds.
15 seconds? Then I'm done. I'll never do the show again. 3, 2, 1, boom.